Hi, Jeff. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, why did you join this campaign?
Well, the idea is to inspire men on our campus to become men of respect and honor, honoring the women in their lives and the men themselves, reflecting on their behavior and attitudes. I recognize that men are missing element in this conversation in ending violence against women, and it's recognizing their role and responsibility in that, but not by painting them as oppressors, but as part of solutions, a part of the change that they can be.
Right. So, this coalition at Ryerson, um, there have been so many sexual assaults at many universities. Ryerson had one last year where a woman was sexually assaulted at the RAM while working, and then there have been sexual assaults at university like York and Carleton. So, what is it specific about Ryerson that you aim to end violence against women here?
What we're looking to do is really, again, inspire our men to become part of the solution. The White Ribbon Pledge is that we never pledge to commit, condone, or remain silent on violence against women. So the idea is that in our own reflecting on our own internal behaviors, and then taking that into our communities, our social circles, that we can inspire change and affect other men's lives. Because men are obviously, it's men's violence against women is what we're talking about. So in reaching out to our men in this approach is a way to get the conversations to be had and really address some of the issues as far as why men are acting out in speaking language of violence and the pressures of manhood to act hard and tough, and how that affects not only the way they interact with women but men as well.
Okay. So when you talk about violence, what types of violence are you focusing on?
Well, there's all sort. When we talk about violence against women, there are many forms. There's the physical, sexual violence. There's also the mental violence, spiritual, emotional violence as well. So I mean, it's looking at even the language that we use as men, not in a way where we're trying to be the police, but we're trying to get men again to recognize that if we act in a certain way, really inspiring men to reflect excellence in character in all our behavior, physical behavior, as far as speaking out with our fists, rather than that, really thinking and reflecting on our actions and behavior. I think that it can go a long way to affect all the many forms of violence that women face.
Tell me a little bit about Ryerson. What are you guys doing here specifically?
Well, we started off in September with a pledge. Again, the White Ribbon Pledge. We had the pledge week, and we had almost 1,600 people take the pledge, which is a great start for a new campaign on campus. We've had a number of events. We had a spoken word artist come from Brooklyn named Carlos Andres Gomez, who spoke to over 100 Ryerson students about how when we raise our men to act hard and tough, and the social constrictions of manhood, they can only act with anger and aggression, how that affects men in relationships and then in turn romantic relationships when they grow up, and especially the pressures in our racialized communities to act again hard and tough. We also had an event called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, where we get men to reflect on the realities women face and take a moment to walk in her shoes literally. So we had men walk 1 mile in high heel shoes, or women's shoes, in the downtown core, to make a statement, not that that one action reflects not all women wear high heels, but in that moment of taking a moment to think about the realities women face, it's opening up men's eyes about male privilege and how to help end violence against women.
So what are you hoping to accomplish this year?
What we're hoping to do this year is really establish the work that we're doing and establish that we're not here to be the police and we're not being a threat to men, and that men shouldn't feel threatened by the conversation. The real difficult challenge is getting men to walk through the door and really be present for a conversation about violence against women and do it in a way where we're inspiring them and encouraging them. It's a strength-based conversation, positive conversation. We want to, again, I keep using the word, inspire them to achieve and become so much more. That we're not here just for the academics, but we're here to become future leaders and the cornerstone of our society. So in doing that, I think that by reflecting these changes, we can inspire that with our young men, and that's our goal for the year, to really establish those efforts.
Well, thank you for joining me, Jeff. That's all the time we have for today. Now back to the desk.